Very, very hard to feed these poor crows. The best you can do is give them the nuts in the shell, because the gulls can't eat them. But anyway, that was our Charlie. And Charlie, when I came into the park, would start playing tricks. He would pull on my shoelaces out of my sneakers. He was really awesome. He is awesome. Then he followed me here, and he would wait on the corner here. He would wait on the corner here across from this blue-gray building where I used to live. And he would wait right on the corner there to cross the street. And then he would hop on my shoe, and then he would get his treats. And that worked for a while until he became very traumatized. The people here started harassing the birds, poisoning them, doing all kinds of awful, evil things to the birds. And then that changed Charlie. Charlie was always an outsider. He was always an outsider, and sometimes the other crows would pick on him because they knew he was different. But now, through all of this hardship, he has become part of the flock. And sometimes he wants to remain part of the flock. There's that goon over there. You see that goon? I call him the goon. The Haefele employee who comes out, chain smoker, like every half an hour on the hour. And of course, when he comes out, he claps his hands if I happen to be feeding the birds, and he disturbs them. It's just unbelievable. He's such an idiot, really. Such an idiot. Well, that's unfortunate. So I had a little group of crows there, and I was about to feed them. There he goes again. There he goes again. I don't know. Perhaps some of my subscribers, there he is. He's waving in the background there. There he is. He's so proud of what he does. This is amazing. Okay. I do have a video. Oh, here's someone walking across the field. Of course, you know, that's never good. I do have a video of rooftop poisoning by Haefele, where actually on the field putting all the food down, and all the crows are landing. This is not in the wintertime. There were no seagulls here, and they're landing all on the rooftop of Haefele. They're all they didn't come down to the field. There was something attracting them there on the rooftop. And of course, half of those crows in 2-3 days were gone. I lost about a third of my flock. So I think you can guess that it was all poisoning. Okay? And also the way that they attacked me. Let's not forget what happened here, right? When I went to drop off a bag of poisoned bread I found on there, coated with blue crystals of rat poison, I dropped it off, and then they seized me. Two young men seized me, held me with my arms against the wall like something out of a, I don't know, some kind of B, criminal movie with gangsters, as if they were ready to search me, and held me against my will for about 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, really hard. It bruised my arms. It was just terrible. And I was screaming, and then at the top of my lungs. And then finally, as someone came from downstairs from the upper level and said, let the woman go, in German. And then I ran out, and as I ran out to my car, the 2 guys ran out and said to me in broken English, they said, you English whore, you go back to where you came from. And yeah, so that's what I went through with Haefele. I've written a number of letters. Nothing has changed. We have their gardener who was throwing poison down here on the perimeter. Dogs were dying. I called the police. and we finally found out that it had to be him. Of course, he had to stop putting those heavy-duty pesticides on the perimeter, spraying them on purpose, so the dogs, you know, would sniff there, walk with their paws, lick their paws, develop cancer and die, or just out directly poisoned. So I locked that down, but I've seen someone suspicious handing over pesticides to the gardener man. He shows up in his old silver Mercedes, and he delivers some sort of pesticides to him. And I don't know what Mr. Fatzer, the gardener, is doing with those pesticides. So yeah. Anyway, it's just awful. I have enemies here. This patch of land is just surrounded by enemies. Okay, so yeah, amazing, right? You got the shopping center with the manager who says he's going to kill each and every bird, Mr. Gerhard Lang at a winter tour, and you have some of the residents back here, right back here. You see at the end of the street. This is Darmstrasse. They also poison the birds. You have the shopping center. You have people throwing poison on the... I don't think he's doing that on purpose. They're doing working on the radar system here. So anyway, yeah, that's my little story on Charlie. But there's so much more to Charlie. You should look at his playlist. He's just really a wonderful bird. And I work very hard at keeping Charlie alive. I can tell you that. Because I'm so afraid. It's a miracle that he is still alive with all the poisonings that have been going on here. But he's very clever. And, you know, one time there were poison noodles here by the flags. And I saw him poking around. I quickly ran over there and literally pulled the noodles out of his mouth, out of his beak. At that time, I get very close to him. But now he's so traumatized. I hope in the spring, when the gulls disappear, that he'll come back to us. So, I'm going to end this video. I'm really, really cold. And I have some errands to run. And I have some work I like to do at home. And it was another rough night with Miele, but Miele is on the mend, and that's what's important. This is DC Danton Crow Crusader, over and out, and I'll see you later this afternoon.